Another day, another fire. It is a balmy 17.9 degrees, but my fingers are cold. So, yeah, that means I need a fire. What we got? Well, you can go to one side. And this bed here looks mostly done. Went for a drive today, that was nice. Picked up Mumsy as well, so I said, I'm going to the market town. And she said, oh, what time are you going? 9:30. She's like, oh, that's too early. Then the night before, she's like, I've changed my mind, I'll go with you. So, alright, I'll pick you up. And then she said, oh, this car's very fast. I was like, but it is a Jaguar. Right. This, I'm not sure if you can see it. Hang on. Let's stop poking it so you can hear me for a while. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I can see the my poker's literally touching the metal base there. So yeah, there's not much ash at all in there. But just give it a little more poke. Just make sure it can breathe on both sides. And are we alright on ash? Yes. We're alright on ash. Although, possibly after tonight, or tomorrow, I ought to go and empty the ashtray. But it'll be alright for today. I was going to sweep the chimney today, but can you see that? There's a little cut there. I was demonstrating to the family how I have the zirconium blade, and it's really blunt, yet it cuts well. And I was running my finger along it, pushing quite hard, and it managed to cut me. And I was like, oh, I guess it's not that blunt then. But it's strange because it is quite blunt. Can I show you with any of this? Probably not. I cut this using... No, this isn't cut. This is torn. What's one that... Is that cut? Ah, here's an example. Yes, so this one I cut. So that's an example of it. And it does look quite... Well, okay, it looks ragged there. But can you see the tapering edge here? Is it visible? Alright, well, I'll have to describe this for those who... Because, come on, focus. Picture describes 1,000 words. Anyway, there's a tapering edge. And it's very strange because it feels blunt, and it is blunt, but it's also sharp. So, no, not quite ready. Ah, yes, you're ready. So we'll have a bit of pomelo. Oh, si, have some pomelo. I watched Breaking Bad today, and there's another episode with, oh, what's his name? The Mexican guy who was in Machete. He was like, oh, and he was also, it's been years since I played it, but I remember he plays this Mexican ghoul named Raul the Ghoul, which just, oh, the writers must have been, just sitting there just like, right, what are we going to call this character? Well, he's a ghoul. He's Mexican. He's going to be played by that bloke you have in. He was in Con Air as well. The one that looked like a rapist and had tattoos of roses. I couldn't see his face written up. But anyway, point being, I saw him in it, and they're all talking Spanish. And the funny thing is that the subtitle says, "Oh, you're a great thinker," but then the Spanish was "una filosofía." And it's like, well, a philosopher is different to a great thinker, isn't it? You can love wisdom and you can not think very much. I think it is possible to do that. It's not a contradiction. You know what? I'm just going to put a flame to that and see what happens. I was very tempted to fortify it with the old liquid accelerant. Oh, I can't reach it. And that is why God allowed us to invent tools. Right. Una filosofía. Oh, sí, señor. What was his name? I used to know his name because I was like, oh, I was at one point going, I know that voice actor of Raoul the Ghoul. And then it's like, yes, it's that guy. He's in Con Air and Machete, and he's in 2 episodes of Breaking Bad. Oh well, answers in the comments if you know who I'm on about. Or maybe I'll figure out by the end of this episode, we shall see. Oh, and another thing, if any of you guys listen to 4TM Words, which is a show I co-host with Sir Hemingford Gray, usually on Thursdays. Most likely it's on a Thursday. But yeah, if you know the episode I'm on about, it's one where I talk about the Pergamon press and how it has changed how science is published. For the worse, I would say. I would greatly appreciate if you could tell me what episode number it is, because I don't think it's the subject title of it. And I know it's saying about science, but it's basically me having a whinge that science now is rubbish, because the damage done by the Pergamon press, which by the way was founded by Robert Maxwell, father of Ghislaine Maxwell. It's funny how all these international controversies extend from one family whose father decided to buy Oxford United. Oxford at the time had a number of hi-fi shops, but Robert Maxwell, who owned a book shop, decided in the basement he was going to have his own hi-fi shop, which was not open to the public, and it was simply so that he could buy his own turntables and hi-fi without having to pay any of the hi-fi shops, and he could claim the VAT on it, you see. Because why pay retail price when you've got your own shop? But just imagine you've gone to all that effort, setting up a company, making up some false books for it, and all for what? So that you don't have to pay an extra, I mean, I don't know what the VAT rate was then, 17.5%? Oh yeah, that's a bit too much. I think I'll go to all the effort of making a shell company so I can have my own hi-fi. Oh, I got an idea to ruin scientific progress. How about I pay money for research papers, and that way, and then lavish loads of money on these scientists with these swanky dinners, get them all to publish through me, so I have a monopoly on all scientific white papers, and then make it so that it's impossible for you to get anywhere in the world of science without going through me. Yes, that would be a great idea. You know what would be a great idea as well? If I had something a bit better for lighting a fire. I think this paper is not ideal. You know what, I'm just going to put it in there like that. Let's be lazy. Put a little bit in there like that. Because it burnt, it didn't last long enough. What I need is some cardboard. Oh no, that heat's going on to the pomelo. Oh well. I guess that's all the fire I'm having today. No. Oh, come on. If any of you are wondering, these logs, I take them out at night so that if I'm not here and not supervising them, these logs are not touching the stove, because I'm well aware that is a fire risk. And if I ever had my stove lit for more than a few hours at a time, it certainly would be a fire risk. As it is right now, it is serving a useful purpose in driving out the... there's a bit of surface moisture on them. Ah, do you see that one bubbling up? You can see past the flame. It's bubbling, which means that not all the moisture was driven away. Oh well. That's all it needed really, just needed something to get it going. And now that... well, you can see how violently it burns. You just need that initial kick to get it going, and those little strips of paper weren't going to be enough. But it's good it's going, because, like I said, my fingers are cold and my toes are cold as well. So, oh, that's a fierce flame, that is. Burnt orange peel does not smell, tangerine, but it's orange in colour. Doesn't smell too good. They're not quite dry, but I'm chucking them in anyway. 5 degrees when I went out this morning. Yep, that's a fire. Alright. You know what, I might put some coal in it today, see if that cleans up the window. Let's get it nice and hot. Yep. That rattling is this window pane. Can you see it? It's just a little bit. It's a little bit loose. I think I could probably fix that by putting a little shim in there and there, or just screwing it up again. But I need to do that when the weather's nice, because then I can take the pane out, give it a clean and put it back in again. I'm not going to do that right now because it's too cold. If it's too cold I can't function. So yeah, let's just let us, because I include you in on this even though it's me what's doing the work. Let us reposition the slog, move it so it's a bit more in the middle, and these bits of kindling won't last very long. So got a good fire there. It's just a case of, can I sustain it? Let us use this little one there. Put it on like so. That will catch those flames there, and yeah, it should be good to go. Sorry. Right, that's it. Goodbye.